How's it going, folks? I hope you're doing well. It's a Donegal MARTYR here, folks. It's been a long time. I don't think I did a live stream before on this channel, folks. So, um, not sure how this one's gonna go, but sure, we'll see what happens. We'll see if anyone files in the next few minutes, and if nobody, if there's no interaction, if I see no donations in the live chat, folks, we'll have to wind the stream down and try again. So anyway, folks, yeah, I'm going to chat about a few things now. Hopefully, folks, if a few people come in, we might do some calls, folks. We might bring a few people into the live stream. That'd be great because then I wouldn't have to talk, and I'll be able to, give 110% to looking at the live chat to see if any possible donations would be coming in. So that would be great to get people talking, hopefully, folks. We're hoping Shocky Shock makes an appearance because he could talk for Ireland. So he could talk for Ireland or talk for hours. It's not looking good here, folks. We're 1 minute and 6 seconds in, and we've only got one person. Only one person, folks, following the stream at the moment. That's pretty fucking disappointing, Sorry for cursing there, folks. Didn't mean to curse. When you've got a superstar like myself, the only person who can save Ireland, and you've only got one schmo turning up for it, folks. That's you know what I mean. Really should be focusing my energies on other things, folks, more profitable things than live streams. But there you go. Now there's zero people. Zero people in the live chat, folks. I don't know what's going on. Is YouTube, where they're trying to block notifications or something, because I was expecting, a modest figure of 500 people in there, and there's at the moment zero people, folks. So, well, I suppose I better discuss the topics that are, in the title of this stream. Otherwise, it could be done for, fake advertising. And if there's one thing that Donegal MARTYR doesn't like, it's for people to accuse him of flagrantly, falsely advertising things that never come to pass. So, let's start with the chat GPT. Now, folks, if you're a Christian, I want you to turn your back on this abomination called ChatGPT, folks. It is the spawn of Satan. People are so stupid. They think they're talking to a real person, and it's not. It's artificial intelligence. And I think, folks, this could be very dangerous. Chat GPT could tell you to start self-harming, and you could take it seriously, folks. So we have to be careful. They say that Satan is very creative, and for all we know, Chat GPT could be a tool of, Lucifer himself. So that's all we've got to say there. Going to see if anyone's in the live chat, and at the moment there's one person, folks. It was zero, and now it's one. They could disappear very quickly. People. It's not like a few years ago where people would follow streams and they'd be in the live chat. Now, folks, with the TikTok generation, people don't have the attention span. They're kind of coming in and out of streams. They're in one stream and then they go into another, and then they go off into another stream. And sure, then they're listening to 20 seconds of a song, and then they're watching 10 seconds of a TikTok video, and then they're going to the fridge and looking at something in the fridge. Oh, 1 second, folks, you're not going to believe it. Someone is actually someone in the live chat has actually left a comment, and I'm gonna let me see if I can do something fancy here. There you go, folks. It's on the screen. Emmanuel Godson has said, "It's me." Yay, Jesus. Well, you're very welcome to the stream, brother. What's this? Spoofer. Do more spoofer videos. I don't do spoofer. Spoofer does himself, Emmanuel. He's his own man. Um, he's gone off traveling. As far as I know, he's gone to look at megaliths, possibly in Norway, and he won't be back for a while. But send me regards to him from you, because I know you're a big fan of the great work that he does with the megaliths. And channeling dead people into his body when he's sitting in his car at midday, pretending to be on his lunch break when he's never done a day's work in his life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's about all I want to say about chat. JPT. Now, folks, we should probably talk about France. Riots there. It's not looking good for France. I think Macron could be on the way out. I don't usually give opinions like this, but it's not looking good for Macron. They're talking, the protesters are talking about guillotines, and they're talking about Robespierre, and they're talking about King Louis and Marie Antoinette, and they're talking about, let them have cake and all that. So it's, they say history repeats itself. It looks, folks, like history's going to repeat itself in France. Stop the presses, folks. Stop the presses. We have doubled our participants. We have doubled our audience, folks. Emmanuel Godson was there, and now we have two people. Oh, it's gone back down to one. For fuck's sake! For fuck's sake! Got excited there. Sorry about that, folks. It's perfectly natural to get excited when you double your audience. You suddenly double your audience, and then it gets halved again. It's a bit of kicking the ghoulies. So move on, folks. We're going to wrap this up in a few minutes, folks. We're just not getting the donations tonight. So going to wrap this up in a few minutes. We've already done 2 of the subjects. We've 2 left. And I want to talk, folks, about the trannies. Now, some people say that tranny is very offensive. I just think it's easier to say tranny than transsexual. It's a shorter way of saying transsexual, so I prefer to use the word tranny. Okay, Emmanuel has another comment here. Just let me take his comment off the screen here. His old comment. He says, "I count as 2. I'm schizo." Well, I hope by you saying, I hope you're not possessed, Emmanuel. I hope the devil's not, possessing your body and taking over, because that wouldn't be good. You'd be crawling down the stairs backwards, backwards, and your head would be turning 360, and you'd be saying horrible things. You'd be saying absolutely horrible things. So I hope Emmanuel, I hope he's taking the piss there. I hope he's not possessed. So, folks, we move on. The trannies. I was in a supermarket there a few days ago, and I was queuing up. When you go into the supermarket, folks, and you've got you've got the self. What do you call it? The self. The cash register. You scan the food yourself, the items, and there's no one there to scan it for you, and you do it yourself. Well, I was in one of those big supermarkets, and typical. Nobody was using the self checkout. Everyone was in the same queue for the one cashier in the supermarket, and there was about 3. It was about 3 or 4 people in front of me, and I saw a woman. I thought it was a woman. A very tall woman. She was 6'4", wearing high heels, and she seemed very angry about something. She was throwing her arms in the air, and she had a very strange, very deep voice for a woman, and she was throwing her arms around, and then she started taking stuff out of her trolley and throwing it at people. But I still couldn't see her face, and I said, "Well, that's a very lively woman there, you know." And well, I got a little bit closer, and I could see she'd very hairy legs, folks. And then I got a wee bit closer, and I noticed that there was a bit of stubble on her cheek. She had turned slightly, and I could see the stubble on her cheek. And I said, "Well, that's a very hairy woman." And then she turned around, and sure, it was a man with a wig, you know. But we're supposed to, we're supposed to pretend. We're supposed to play pretend and say that's a woman, and we're supposed to say she, because a man put a wig on and wore women's clothes. Um, I don't know about you folks, but I feel a bit uncomfortable, pretending, that pretending it's a woman when it's obviously a man, you know. Um, so that's the trannies. And now, folks, we're on the home straight here, folks. Um, I want to give you some financial advice how to travel the country for free, and trains are wonderful for this. What you do is you board a train and you don't buy a ticket, right? You don't buy a ticket. And when the conductor, you wait for him. What you do is you get on the train and you don't take any seats, because you could take a seat and maybe someone could get on then and come up to you and say, "Hey, you're in my seat. That's my seat. Look, here's my ticket." And then you have to get up, and then everyone's looking at you, and then people will realize you've no ticket. No, folks. No, folks. What you do is you get onto the train and you stand right beside the toilets. That's what you do. And you stand there, and as soon as you see the conductor, you leg it into the toilet. You close the door and you lock it. And no matter how much the conductor bangs on the door, you just tell him you're not feeling well. You'll be out in a minute. You're just not feeling well. You ate something that didn't agree with you. That's what you tell him. You ate something that didn't agree with you. And he'll have to do his job. He'll have to go and check the tickets of the other passengers. And hopefully he'll forget. And if he doesn't forget, folks, once you get to your destination, you don't have to worry. Then you can run out of the train, and you're free as a bird, and it didn't cost you a penny to travel across the country on a train. So that's it, folks. Don't have much more to say. There was something else I was going to say, but there's only one person here. It's only Emmanuel, and I'm not going to waste any more of my breath. Yous are absolutely useless, all of us, apart from Emmanuel. He turned up. Fair play to you, Emmanuel, fair play to you. So I'll leave it there, folks. Um, Erin go bra, and God save the king. God save the king, folks.